Hey folks, Amanda Coulong, TechZulu.com here yet again in the Alcatel-Lucent Lounge, South by Southwest Interactive, and I am joined with Derek Overby with VerticalResponse. How are you?
Good, Amanda. How are you doing?
I am great. I'm really excited about what we're doing here, Derek, because what you folks don't know is that we're doing something extremely meta. There's an additional camera that you cannot see right now. It's the secret camera that's not so secret because we're talking about it. But Derek is interviewing me, interviewing him for something called...
Yeah, if we had someone else interviewing both of us, that would be really weird.
What would we even call that? Meta?
The world would implode.
I know, that it would just, implode and then explode. I don't know. But yeah, so we're doing something called Small Business Social Secrets. Is that what your project is?
I started a project actually at South by in 2009. Original project was called 100 Interviews. And me and a friend of mine, Morgan Brown, did 100 interviews at South by in 4 days. And about killed ourselves.
I know what that's like.
Yes, you do enough interviews where you know that you get sick of hearing your own voice.
Yeah. And then it starts sounding like a man, but that's a little bit different for you than me.
I hope so. I don't want to have a man voice, and I don't want you to have a man voice. So now, since that time, bounced around a couple of companies. My old company, Roost, was acquired by a digital marketing company called VerticalResponse, and so they really focus on nonprofits and small businesses. And so we came up with this project. I knew we were coming to South by, and I'm like, how can we put a little spin on this? Because we have a pretty vibrant audience. We have about 150,000 page views a month on our blog. We've got about 35,000 followers on Twitter. And so I thought, you know what, this is a great opportunity for us to share some information from some of the people that I know in the social. And so the way that we're kind of positioning the project is we're going to go out to these industry leaders and say, okay, if you were starting a small business today or a nonprofit, how would you utilize social with the knowledge base that you have now?
Wow.
And then we're getting that, and then we're going to put this video series together, and we'll have probably 20 weeks of content to kind of do it. So
I like that. So wait, are you interviewing me now? Are we switching this over?
now we're going to switch it. So now, do I get to hold the mic now? So tell us a little bit about yourself. I'm sorry. Tell us. See, I'm so used to being on the other side. I don't know what to do with myself here. So Amanda, look in the camera here. So Amanda, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm 5'2". I'm almost albino. I hate mornings. I'm an extreme night owl. Oh wait, are we talking about business?
We're talking about business here.
I'm the COO of TechZulu.com, and also the one in front of the camera, if you haven't figured that out.
Wait a minute, there's someone behind the camera?
Yeah, his name is Efren Toscano. He might be the founder.
He's right over there. Yeah. He's over there. We'll show him later.
He's the mad genius behind the camera, and I'm the magic in front of it.
So our audience may not. I'm going back and forth. I don't know what to do here. So our audience may not be familiar with TechZulu. Could you just give us a little bit of background?
Absolutely. So we're a technology news blog, and we focus a lot on using any cutting edge, I hate that word, but cutting edge technology that can be used for reporting. So we've been live streaming for the last 4 years. We play around with mobile. One of the companies that is sponsoring us here is Make TV, and they have an amazing platform that's coming out that will even allow you to live stream from one location and then cut in real time to another location where you're streaming live from a cell phone. So lots of...
So you can go, we're going to go live to Amanda Coulong.
Yeah, on location. Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. So with that kind of setup that I gave you, since you have been in the social and technology sector for, God, probably, a long time, what advice would you give to a small business or a nonprofit that was starting out, today with the technology that we have and the knowledge base that you have? What would you tell them?
That they don't have to pay for things, at least not expensive things, that there are many, many tools available to them that are free, that are wonderfully productive tools that can help you manage things more effectively. I can say that from my standpoint with video, there's some amazing tools even for what we do. For instance, using a live streaming platform, whether it be livestream.com, Justin.tv, Stickam, Ustream. There's like horns going on outside. I don't know what that's
We don't know what that's all about, but something's going on outside.
So there are live streaming platforms you can use that you upload stuff to for free. You know, you're live streaming for free. There are also amazing apps like in Los Angeles, we have one app called Vidi, which is like an Instagram of video, where you can shoot a video and then overlay different filters on it to give it a professional look. Then there's also Vidify, which is a step further than that, where you can take different snippets of video and then on your phone specifically, and then the application itself will grab some of the best pieces of those videos and edit them together for you. And
So is that like Animoto on crack?
yeah, it's like Animoto, where Animoto is sort of like the montage of photos. Vidify is like that montage of video.
Very interesting. Speaking of video, you know, obviously we're using video because we think it's a great medium. Do you think it is underutilized in business, not only on an enterprise level, but also on a small business level?
Absolutely, and I think it's catching up more. At least I've seen it catching up more, but I believe people are scared of video. I think it intimidates them to some extent. I know that as a broadcast journalist, when you have someone sitting with you to do an interview, when there's a camera in their face, they're very aware of that fact. They're worried about how they look, how they sound. It's intimidating, but it's also getting easier to do video in terms of the applications that are out there, like I just mentioned, that can even edit things live for you, but also the types of cameras that you can use. I mean, Kodak has a ZI-8 camera, Sony has the Bloggy, these simple little handheld cameras that are HD quality, that do wonderful things. And even your own phone, you know, iPhones and Android phones these days have great cameras where you can do all of this stuff from your phone. It's just simplifying the process for people.
Yeah, speaking of the iPhone, I think people really are not taking advantage of this tool that they have because they think about overproduction. What would you give like advice as far as, you know, I mean, obviously you have production level here that most people could not do, but what about the individual that just wants to put some video up?
Sure. I mean, I would even say do a search on broadcast news packages or something like that to understand the different basic elements of making a good video, because don't forget that video is just the medium. You're still telling a story. So at the end of the day, think about the best way to set up a story. Get some video, what we call B-roll, of the scene itself, of the place that you're at, to sort of establish the scene, so to speak. And then you can also get closer and then do a one-on-one interview like we are, and do a good interview where you're just having a conversation with someone and you're getting to the root of that story. Add some sound, add an underlying audio track, you know, with some music.
I always approach it from the, you know, there's a problem to solve. Yeah. And if you approach it that way, then you can tell the story of how do you resolve that problem.
Absolutely.
So are we going to hand it back to you now because my interview is over. And I want to thank you, Amanda, for having me and me having you.
Well, thank you for this meta experience, Derek.
I enjoyed it very much so.
So, all right, we're going to switch cameras now, back over here. So, yeah, we're back over on this one, and this is you over here too. If you can, if you have to, yeah. So there you go. There was our meta interview. Is there anything you want to wrap up with in terms of where the company is now that Roost has been acquired by VerticalResponse? I mean, what are the goals? What are you doing here at South by? You know, this project is obviously a part of that.
Right. It's an interesting thing. You know, when it happened in December, the reason that we really were brought together was we really do focus on those small businesses, because unfortunately in the tech sector, a lot of people want to go after the enterprise because that's where the big dollars are. But
there are a lot of dollars with SMBs, small to medium-sized businesses.
They need a little more help. And what we really loved about VerticalResponse, and hopefully that's what they loved about us, was we really care about our customers. The customer service team just won, what, 3 awards, Ellery? 3 awards, the Stevies. I don't know if you're familiar with those. This about 2 weeks ago for our customer service department. And so that's what we're really known for. And I was really happy personally because I did a lot of the customer service for Roost. Yeah. And to be able to bring it into that environment, I think was just awesome. So we're going to do a full integration now. We're going to be a digital marketing company where you're going to be able to do marketing not only from an email standpoint and an event standpoint, but you're also going to be able to do surveys, and then you're going to also integrate social into that. And so I think it's kind of exciting to be able to go in and do one marketing program and have it to go out to all your channels and be able to do have analytics on all of that. So
analytics are still such a huge thing that we need to figure out as it relates to this stuff. ROI, ROI. So Derek, you've been to South by the last few years as well. Like we've all hung out together here, and we always find different alpha products or, people doing some crazy stuff with marketing, and just getting guerrilla and grassroots and really kind of pushing the envelope or trying to test things out. Are there any particular apps or companies or, just social things that you are keeping an eye on here or that you've seen so far?
Well, the huge thing right now is obviously the new wave of geolocation. Yeah. I wrote a blog post on it about a week and a half ago. Been talking with like Robert Scoble and a couple other people. I actually had an opportunity to sit down with Darren with Banjo. I don't know if you're familiar with them.
We're going to be interviewing Banjo here today, I think.
They've got some very interesting things going on because they're taking a lot of the aspects that like Highlight and Glancy and what they're doing, and they're building a content kind of platform. And it's a connection platform, which I think is very interesting. So
that's a good little differentiator.
That's a really good interview that you're going to have, because I was kind of blown away with like what they're going to do with that information and how they're going to kind of make companies be able to really tap into, how people are connecting and not only on the surface level of Facebook, like you and I, maybe we like Brian Solis or something, but really like, hey, what's your favorite like Mexican restaurant? And maybe I was there, and then it connects us on that level. That starts to get really kind of interesting. And there's a funny one that just came out. I don't know if you've seen Chase the Unicorn.
What? No, are you serious? What is this? Chase the Unicorn? You don't understand. A friend of mine, Yvonne.
I gotta go off camera.
He's gonna go off camera for a second. Oh my goodness, Chase the Unicorn. I have no idea what it is, but I'm very excited because a friend of mine told me that when I got to South by, I needed to run through town with a unicorn head. So I'm very tempted to go find one and talk about Chase the Unicorn.
So I found this app.
What is this? Unicorn tracker?
So now you don't have to go and be right, 10 minutes behind that great party. The unicorn will take you there.
Oh my God.
It's some English company, and I just saw this, and I'm like, I gotta download this thing.
This is what I love about South by Southwest. This is what happens at Interactive. The unicorn tracker. Okay, we go look at this.
Yeah, Chase the Unicorn in the App Store, and you can
Chase the Unicorn in the App Store. So is this iPhone only?
Yes, it's on iPhone only, unfortunately.
Chase the Unicorn. Chase the Unicorn, folks. That's it. That is it. That was my sign. Yvonne, you're going to be very happy because I am going to go find a damn unicorn head, and people can chase the unicorn.
Awesome. Awesome stuff.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Derek. Always a pleasure to have you, and I will see you at all the parties tonight.
Take care.
See ya.